Okay po.
Hello, magandang tanghali sa lahat. Doc John Patagong from Department of Agriculture, Regional Field Office 7. Since you mentioned po a while ago po, Doc Ternura, regarding about to be a good zoo, they should follow what we call animal welfare. Because at the same time, I'm teaching animal welfare in one of the schools in Central Visayas. So my question is, in what ways do modern zoos balance the dual responsibilities of special conservation and animal welfare, considering the ethical implications of captivity, breeding programs, and the potential psychological impact on individual animals? So that would be all. Thank you.
Thank you for that question. If you promote animal welfare, you're also thinking about the psychological well-being of the animal. Holistic po kasi yan. Number one, you need to provide proper keeping, proper enclosure. An animal in captivity doesn't mean the fact that it's in captivity does not equate bad welfare. If you provide proper housing, ang una po nating client when we design enclosures ay ang hayop, the animal. That's why I always say, and my students will attest to this, the worst people to design zoos are architects and engineers. The third worst person to design a zoo are veterinarians. Because we don't understand the biology side and the ecological side of things. We only understand diseases. And for vets to design zoos, ang iniisip lang po kasi natin ay paano yan maging malinis. But in an environment, important po yung interaction ng habitat dun sa hayop. And it will promote, if there's a habitat-animal interaction, maganda yung habitat niya, well planted, everything, we think about the ecology, then it means we also promote psychological well-being. Kaya holistic po parati yung approach. For conservation breeding, if there are only 5 animals in the wild, i-weigh mo ngayon yung benefits, no? Parang business yan eh, mag-cost benefit analysis ka. Ano yung threats dun sa 5 na yon sa wild? If let's say they're in Cebu, nawala ng forest, versus taking in these animals, putting them in captivity and raising them to reproduce, while also taking care of the environment and letting it thrive, no? So when we started breeding the Negros breeding heart pigeon, we had 3 animals po in captivity. By then, it's already critically endangered. We started with 3. And Negros bleeding hearts, they're an R species. So for those who have a background on biology, when you're an R species, it means you breed a lot, no? Continuously, parang daga. So our species can actually overcome the genetic bottleneck more rapidly than, let's say, primates, because they're K species. And with that, right now, we have 200 of these birds in captivity. So yung cost-benefit of mahal mag-conservation breeding, pero yung benefit niya for ecology, yung benefit niya for the country, like having them there and losing them, versus losing them, having them is much greater benefit for us as a nation, no, for the ecology, than not having them at all in the wild, no. And now we're on the way to releasing these animals in the wild, no. Inaalam lang yung behavioral dynamics nila para malaman natin kung alin yung individuals na fit for release, no. And all of this should be data-driven po. So ganun din, like when determining welfare and determining if it's cost-effective, then dapat po data-driven din lahat. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc Ann. Yes, Doc Jerry.
Last question na po. The whole PCMP MPs go for, kami po ay for the population control and the rabies control in our country. Siyempre, nagtutulungan tayo. Gusto ko lang po, Doc, i-elaborate po gusto natin mabawasan yung control. But ang akin lang po is, can you please elaborate on the plaque incision, the difference, na magiging advantage, and also the advantage of abdominal approach. So everybody of our colleague here, na matulungan tayo kung gusto nilang talaga ma-eliminate ang rabies and population control just for the plaque and abdominal incision po. Marami pong salamat.
Yeah, thank you. That is part of the presentation. So thank you, Doc. So in unit and extension, thank you, Doc Jerry. The flat, i-ready ko lang po yung PowerPoint. So there are a lot of